Our world is drowning in noise. We wake up to alarms, commute through blaring horns, and spend our days surrounded by the hum of conversations, social media, and the relentless cycle of information. Amid all this chaos, we often forget one simple, profound truth: silence is golden. In the stillness, we find clarity. In the quiet, we rediscover ourselves. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative power of silence. By the end of this video, you'll understand why sometimes the loudest thing you can do is say nothing at all. Segment 1: The historical and philosophical roots of silence. Throughout history, silence has been celebrated by great minds and thinkers, from the stoic philosophers of ancient Greece to Buddhist monks who practice mindful silence. The wisdom of quietness has transcended cultures and centuries. But why? What is it about silence that speaks so loudly to us? He who does not understand your silence will probably not understand your words. Albert Hubbard. In philosophical traditions, silence is often viewed as a path to enlightenment, a way to connect with deeper truths. It's in the absence of noise that we hear the voice of wisdom, be it from the universe, from others, or from within. Segment 2: The science behind silence. Today, science supports what ancient wisdom has long told us. Silence isn't just good for the soul, it's good for the brain too. Studies have shown that spending time in quiet environments can promote neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, while constant noise can cause stress, fatigue, and even cognitive decline. On-screen infographic: a brain diagram showing the parts activated by silence versus noise. When we remove distractions and noise, our brains have time to process information more deeply, improving our problem-solving abilities, creativity, and mental well-being. Simply put, silence gives our minds room to breathe. Segment 3: Silence in communication, the hidden strength. We've all heard the saying, silence is golden, but how often do we apply it to our daily conversations? In today's hyper-connected world, we're taught to respond quickly, to fill every gap in conversation. But silence can be one of the most powerful tools in communication. Listening, truly listening, is becoming a lost art. Silence allows us to listen more deeply, to understand not just the words being said, but the emotions and meanings behind them. On-screen text: listening is a form of respect. Silence shows you are paying attention. Think about the last time someone really listened to you. Did you feel heard? Understood? Now, think about the last time you allowed yourself to sit in silence during a conversation, perhaps in a heated debate or a negotiation. Silence can shift the balance of power, create space for deeper thinking, and often lead to better outcomes. Segment 4: Silence in relationships, the unspoken bond. Silence in relationships is often misinterpreted. We fear it, thinking that silence means something is wrong, that we should constantly be talking to prove our love, our understanding, our care. But silence can be the most intimate form of communication. Being comfortable in silence with someone is a sign of trust, of being at ease. You don't need to fill every moment with words to feel connected. Some of the most profound moments in our relationships happen when we simply sit in silence together. Sometimes the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. Peter Drucker. Whether it's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, or with family, silence can be a tool for reflection, understanding, and emotional bonding. It's in those quiet moments that we often realize the depth of our connections. Segment 5: Silence in decision-making. The power of pause. Every day we make countless decisions. Some are small, some are life-changing. In the rush of everyday life, we often feel pressure to decide quickly, to act immediately. But what if we took a moment to pause, to sit in silence before making a choice? Silence before decision-making allows us to gather our thoughts, weigh our options, and make more intentional choices. In business, leaders who master the art of the silent pause are often the most effective. They don't rush to speak or act. They allow silence to guide their decisions. A moment of silence before a decision can save you from a lifetime of regret. Next time you're faced with a critical decision, don't be afraid to pause. Embrace the silence. It's in that quiet space that your best choices are made. Segment 6. Silence in self-reflection. Finding your inner voice. In the noise of the world, we often lose sight of our inner voice. We become so focused on what others are saying, what society expects of us, that we forget to ask ourselves what we truly want. Silence is the key to reconnecting with that inner voice. Whether it's through meditation, mindfulness, or simply taking a quiet walk in nature, silence allows us to tune out the external world and listen to our inner thoughts. It's in those moments of quiet reflection that we discover who we are, what we want, and what truly matters. In silence, we hear our own voice. Make time for silence in your daily routine. Even 5 minutes a day of quiet self-reflection can bring profound clarity and peace to your life. Segment 7. The spiritual dimension of silence. For many, silence is a spiritual practice. Across different faiths and traditions, silence is used as a way to connect with something greater than ourselves. It's in the quiet moments that we often feel closest to the divine, to the universe, or to whatever higher power we believe in. Whether you're religious or not, silence can be a way to connect with the deeper mysteries of life. It reminds us of the vastness of existence, of the things beyond words, beyond explanation. Be still and know. Segment 8. The concept of silence. From ancient teachings to modern psychology, silence has always been recognized as a tool for self-reflection and growth. But what does it mean to always be silent? This doesn't necessarily imply muting your voice permanently. It means learning when to speak and, more importantly, when not to. In silence, we often discover things we overlook in the noise, our emotions, our motivations, and even our deepest fears. Segment 9. Silence in relationships and communication. Silence plays an important role in communication. Think about the last argument you had. Did silence help or hurt the situation? Many believe that silence in relationships is a form of passive aggressiveness, but that's a misconception. Silence doesn't mean avoidance. It's a tool for listening, understanding, and processing. Sometimes, the most powerful thing we can do in a conversation is to listen. Silence can give both parties the space they need to process thoughts and emotions. Segment 10. The role of silence in mental health and self-reflection. In today's fast-paced world, constant noise surrounds us. Whether it's social media, news, or the demands of everyday life, it's easy to lose touch with our inner selves. That's where silence comes in. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of peace. Take a few minutes each day to sit in silence, away from distractions. You'll be amazed at how this simple practice can boost mental clarity, reduce anxiety, and promote emotional well-being. Segment 11. Silence as a tool for creativity and problem solving. Many of the world's greatest thinkers and creators knew the value of silence. Silence creates space for ideas to emerge. When your mind isn't constantly bombarded by external stimuli, it has the freedom to wander, imagine, and solve problems. Next time you're stuck on a problem or facing a creative block, try embracing silence. Step away, sit in stillness, and let your subconscious work in the background. Segment 12. Applying the power of silence in daily life. Now that we understand the transformative power of silence, how can we apply it to our daily lives? Start small. Whether it's taking a silent walk, practicing mindfulness, or simply pausing before reacting to situations, these moments of silence will start to add up. Challenge. Take 10 minutes each day to embrace silence. Whether through meditation or mindful reflection, see how it changes your day. Conclusion. Embracing silence in a noisy world. In a world that never stops talking, silence is a rare and precious gift. It's in the silence that we find clarity, strength, connection, and peace. So, as you go about your day, remember to pause. Take a moment to embrace the quiet. You might just find that silence is the loudest, most powerful thing you'll ever experience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the power of silence. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.